All right, let me make sure. Yep, microphone looks good. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Woo. I was struggling getting up a little bit today. I had a positively lazy day yesterday and wanted to continue those vibes this morning. Hey, Nicolette. Hey, babes. How did the storm treat you, my dear? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. I'm actually going to transfer some of this music into my little noggin. Let's see if it works. Let's see. Oh, Miss Marmalade. I feel you, Marmalade. I feel you on that. Let's see. Settings. Let's see if we can connect. Hey, Berlinda. Hey, Claudia. Good morning. Or good evening, you know, whatever it is where you are. I think Claudia's somewhere interesting in the world, if I remember correctly. So, before we get going in a few minutes and we kind of wait for whoever's going to come to class, the time to hop on. Hello, Sarah. So good to see you back again. Love, love, love the dedication I'm seeing in this Monday crew. Lots of exciting stuff coming up and happening. I'm doing this like big subbing chunk for Miss Ava. Italy, that's right. Thank you, Claudia. I was like, I'm trying to remember where they are. And then at night, I'll have my 5:30 p.m. non-heated bar, 6:45 heated power. So that's going to be great. All that's at Soho, which is in Hermosa Beach. Wednesday, we have our core, same time as this one, but it's a private YouTube stream for my Patreon members. So if you're on my Patreon and you're paying for the Passage tier or any of the tiers above that, then you get access for that class, as well as on Thursday, the Beginner's Flow, which is at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, yeah? Very excited. So that Thursday, this Thursday, yes, Carla, yes, good morning, yes. So this Thursday, it's gonna be my last class that I'm gonna be teaching until Wednesday the 6th. Yes, Wednesday the 6th of September. So mommy will be gone for a little bit, but y'all know I'm gonna be having a little blasty blast. What's great is that all of my classes are here, ready for you to retake, redo if you're craving something, or just go take class with somebody else, I don't care. Have multiple teachers. But if you so happen to be coming to Burning Man, maybe you will be, I don't know. On Wednesday, the 30th, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be teaching a rage yoga class. I just think it's funny because like I'm into the alternative yoga, like I'm the creator of Goth Bar. I'm into it, right? But for some reason when I'm teaching yoga, I'm always like still trying to kind of be chill and whatever. So teaching to metal, it's always fun. It's always a little wild time. So again, Wednesday the 30th at Burning Man in Black Rock City, Nevada, 11 a.m. I'll be teaching at Wastelanders Camp. They're at the 3 o'clock portal in A. So come see us for a rockin' little weird ass time. Yes, Allie, it's super cool. It's super cool. And, you know, it's just going to be a blast. I'm very excited to go back to this event. Haven't been in a very long time. I'm ready to just check out, you know? Nicolette gets it. Nicolette's been, I'm ready to just check out for about a week and just go have a lot of fun with my friends. I'll be camping with Death Guild this year. They do Thunderdome, so they build a, you know, life-size replica of the Thunderdome from Mad Max. And we make people fight. So it's a fun time. I've been friends with them for a while, you know, crept around their camp a little bit, but I've never camped with them. So very, very, very excited. So for today, let's stay focused on today because I will just keep chatting. I'll talk to you guys about some special things I have going on in September at the end of class. But for today, we're going to do a little bit of work through our shoulders and follow kind of a similar trend to what we did last week. So for today, if you have blocks and a strap or just something like, I have this huge t-shirt on me. You can use a t-shirt or whatever. We're just gonna do a little bit of shoulder flossing at the beginning of class, yeah? Now, per usual, in this power flow, I usually give you guys some tougher things to work on, whether that's, you know, inversions or, you know, transitions with your legs that can be challenging. Modify as much as you need to. You know, if you're not feeling prepared or ready to take on a transition, I try to give as many like lead ups or things that can build the ability beforehand, but always trust yourself. Make good decisions. Yeah. We do this to feel good. We don't want to hurt ourselves doing this practice. All right. Let's get giggity going, y'all. Yeah, everything looks even Stevens over there. Oh, let me drop a playlist for you. I use this playlist for my 90-minute class. I just think it works really well. So if you want to use it, you can. If not, then you can just ignore me and move to whatever you want to move to. I don't care. All right, kids, let's do it. Yay. All right. So again, like I mentioned, I've got my blocks and I have my band. Yeah. Just a little note on like doing shoulder flossing. So this is your typical yoga strap, right? It's very rigid. So there's not a lot of give. I feel like I have to do the belt slap thing. It's not as slappy as a leather belt. But if you ever feel like, damn, my shoulders have a really hard time with doing shoulder flossing, then I really recommend getting one of these like long but thin resistance bands because there is give. So there is space if you have tight shoulders to be able to like have a little bit of give to it. So maybe you have this. A t-shirt will essentially do the same thing, yeah? But just so that you have that note. So we'll get started standing. And I want you to have your strap or your band ready. We'll just loop it over our heads. And I want us to just start by grounding through our feet and through our foundation. Identifying with your breath. And identifying with your base and your foundation. If you want to take some movement through your feet, shifting your weight from right to left or front to back, or even in a full circle like we've been playing with the past couple weeks, make it happen. Every time I step into this physical practice, I think about what it's like to come home to myself. to remember what I am at my core. I am blood, I am bone, I am muscle, I am mind. Everything else is just extra. So sometimes I need to simplify and remember what I actually am at this elemental level. We'll find ourselves back at our center. We'll reach our arms up. Take a big breath in. And exhale, let's bring hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Last time like that, bring the arms up. And with your exhale, bring the hands towards heart center or onto your strap if you have it wrapped around your neck. We'll take the strap in front of our body and we'll find first our shoulder width distance apart. Yeah? Now for this shoulder width distance apart, I want you to just hold the straps out forward in front of you, so wrists in alignment with the shoulders. And I want you to pull the strap apart. If you have a band, maybe you get a little bit of a closer grip so that you can pull it apart to shoulder width distance. Now notice what your wrists are doing here. If they're cocked inwards, I want you to bring them to a neutral position. Draw the ribs in. Feel the tailbone lengthen underneath you. Now maintain that rib position as you bring it up and overhead. Nice. And then bring it back in front of you. Really good. I just noticed my wrist moved, so I'm going to reset, bring it back up overhead, and then take it back in front of me. Let's do this 3 more times. Oh, the sun's coming out. Ah! I'm so excited. It literally rained for like 18 hours yesterday. All right, let's do your last one. And then we'll bring that strap back in front of you. Let's give a lot more space. And we'll bring it all the way up and back. Maybe you create more space to get it all the way to your butt. Nice. Let's shoulder floss here. So we're going all the way up and over. This always feels so good. Now you can keep going just like this, right? If you want, you can also bring in some full shoulder circles. You can just freestyle a little bit. If you have some D-rings on your strap, be mindful if they're hanging so that you don't boop yourself in the head. I did a very lengthy shoulder warm-up before jiu-jitsu on Friday, and I was doing these exact moves, and it made me feel so good in that practice. All right, my darlings, let's take that strap in front of you. We'll start to bend into our knees, lowering down into a really low squat, and then bringing the hands towards heart center, band and hand press all the way up. Let's do some body weight squats to get your foundation warm. There's no need to make these really fast or to rush. I just want you to feel body activation from the waist down. We've got 5. Last 4. 3. Great. 2. And 1. We're going to hold into a low squat, which you can do Malasana style, so toes turn out, right? If you feel like you're just not feeling very open, you can also take this from a closed squat position. So that means your feet are parallel, toes are turned towards the front of your space. Nice job. We'll do one last breath here. And then we'll lower our hips to the ground. You can ditch your strap, or you can keep it near you as we do a little bit of a hamstring warm up. Yeah? Let me put this on do not disturb so that nobody disturbs me. All right. So hands are going to come behind your shins. Notice I'm still in that parallel position. If you started this in your malasana, maybe you walk the legs in. We're going to do a nice, slow, controlled roll back. Nice. Left leg is going to stay as it is, but once you're all the way down, let's lengthen our right leg up to the sky. Now you can hang on to the back of your hamstring. You can loop your strap over your foot. Let's take a couple of bends and extends. Oh my God. Not bends and extends, but flex and points. I started doing it and then I misspoke because I don't even know what my life is. Why is the hamstring so tight? Ugh, I also have this god-awful mat burn on my big toe from jiu-jitsu. All right. Now we're going to meet with a flexed position. I want you to either keep with your strap, or if you're strapless, use your middle and your pointer finger to wrap around your big toes. We're going to go for half happy baby. So turn your left knee out to the side. You're rolling to the outside edge of your left foot. Bend into the right leg and run it around the side of your ribs. This can be lovely. I personally like to float my left foot up and off the ground. I find it to be much more balanced. Left hand is in my inner thigh. Now let's take some extensions and some bends. Really good. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Let's bring it all the way back to center. Now extend the right leg back up to the sky. If you have the strap, just place it over to your left-hand side for right now. I want us to curl up our head, neck, and our shoulders, yeah? Now also float your left foot up and off of the ground, extend it towards the front. We're gonna do a double pull and a switch. So Pilates style ab and leg warm up. I'm sure your left leg is feeling pretty tight right now, but it's gonna get its business in a hot second. Tap, 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 tap. Now, if your hip flexors are sounding very crunchy, which mine kind of always do, what helps me is to really press my low spine into the ground, yeah? Even when I'm really doing that though, sometimes I still get a little clicky, so not the end of the world. Last 3, 2, and 1. If you've got that left leg in hand, let's lower the right foot down to the ground. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. It's point and flex time. Ooh, she's spicy. Spicy legs today, guys. Spicy legs. Great. Last 2. And then let's meet on that flexed position. Either hang on or grab your strap, right? You're probably already using it, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm going to wrap my peace fingers around my big toe. And we're gonna head into our half happy baby. I did the version with the leg kind of floating off to the side, and my right hand is in my inner thigh, yeah? Nice. Now here we can add in, again, that bend and that extend. Nice job. All right, let's bring everything back towards center. We're gonna do one more round of those double pull switches. So I've got the back of my left leg, right leg extends forward, pull, pull, and switch, yeah? Pull, pull. Really work through pointed feet on this. Think about your legs extending all the way down to your toes, yeah? It's much more of a dancerly technique, but it really helps with engagement, proprioception, body awareness, yeah? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, Last one. And we'll gather both knees in towards your chest. Rocks and rolls up and down the length of your mat. Nice. Let's rock all the way through to a tabletop position. And here we're going to take spinal and wrist warm-ups. So our standard wrist and spine warm-ups will be our cat-cows, our barrel rolls, yeah, and weight shifts front and back. You can do all of these things. You can combine these things. Right? A lot of you have been studying with me for a long time, and one of the reasons why sometimes I like to teach very open-ended is because I want y'all to start to think about what your practice looks like, right? Not just what I teach you to do, but how you can take the things that I teach you and make them fit your body in the best way possible. Make sense? So we'll take about 30 more seconds or so here. Try to also get the tops of your forearms. All right, final 10 seconds. I'm just gonna twerk for my last 5 seconds. Just want it all to feel great. Okay. Sorry, I am just ultimate silly today. All right, we'll take a breath in, we'll tuck your toes. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. All right, first down dog, at least of my morning. So let's take some pedals and some wiggles for a little second. And then we're going to start to work through our Surya Namaskar A, or our Sun A. Now, before I even get started, think about your arms being strong, pushing you away from the ground, and your fingertips gripping the earth, especially my friends that are wanting to play with some arm balances today. Start this work from the beginning. This is your brake system. We'll elevate our heels, we'll bend our knees and look forward, and let's transition to the front. Maybe you step there. Even if you're stepping, working with that strength through the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Really curl into yourself. Now inhale, let's rise all the way up to standing, Utthita Hasta in Tadasana. Exhale, hands come to heart center or by side body, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach the arms back up. And exhale, forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift, hands can work on shins, or maybe you're feeling pretty flexible. Hands start to work down to the ground, or even deeper next to your feet, a lot more Ashtanga style. We'll transition back to high plank, and we'll move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Glide forward, knees can tap the ground as a modification, elbows bend to 90 degrees. Upward facing dog. Push through the tops of the feet so that the shins and the thighs lift. Wow, having a hard time with that one. And then we'll open our chest, activate our back muscles. Great. And then we'll head back into downward facing dog, and we'll take 3 breaths. All right, our last one will move us. Again, think about pushing away from the ground, gripping the earth with your fingertips, lifting up the heels, bending the knees, looking forward, stepping through or hopping. Halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Great. Halfway lift, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can step back. You can even work through hop backs, bending your knees, landing with bent elbows, Pushing through, upward facing dog. And exhale back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths. All right, let's move through our last one. Heels lift, knees bend, and travel forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Again, those hot backs are available. Upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's step out the feet a little bit wider. Push through just your left arm. Bring your right hand onto your left rib. Yeah? Look underneath your left shoulder. Now notice if your hips have shifted to the left with you. Feels really good for the outer hip. Yeah, we can take a second doing that. But then I want you to shift back to neutral through the hips. Down dog twist. You can grab any part of the outside of your left leg. My friends with a lot of depth, you're gonna reach and try to grab the outside of your heel. Yeah? So I'm going to the outside of the leg in order to do that. All right, I know it's a shoulder burner. One more breath here. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right hand plants. And I just want you to hold on to your right rib with your left hand. Nice. Now let's move into the twist. We purposefully leaned into the right side just to get that stretch through your outer hip and IT band. But then we'll try to center ourselves. Yeah. Rotating, twisting, but grounding and neutralizing all at the same time. I know this can be tough for the shoulders, so we'll do one last breath. And then we'll make it back towards center. Now, just like before, seeing your hands pushing away, gripping, let's lift both heels, bend into your knees, and travel to the front. Halfway lift, and with your exhale, fold. Nice. Bend into your knees, Utkatasana, chair position. Arms reach either towards upper hand corner if your shoulders need a break right now. You're going a little conservative for the shoulders today. I respect that. Hands can be at heart center. Think about lengthening through your spinal column, drawing the shoulder blades back and in. Nice. Activate through your feet. Take an inhale. And with your exhale, forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, right? Every chaturanga and every transition to the back is an opportunity to practice, right, what our hands and what our arms are doing. Upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. When you get here, take a breath in. Exhale, step right foot forward. Warrior one. Adjust your left toes out. Stack your shoulders above your hips, yeah? This one can be a little difficult for some of us. If it feels impossible to ground your feet as they are, then maybe your back foot steps in or steps in and out a little bit, right? Now, once you feel like you can be in this position and all 4 corners of your feet are grounded, reach the arms up, recommit to the bend in your front knee. One inhale. And with your exhale, let's bring hands down. And let's try to go through Ekapada Chaturanga or single-legged. Remove your right foot from the mat. Extend it back as you bend the elbows. Upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing. Take a breath in. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Warrior one on the other side. Stack. Now, same thing, kind of assess what your body needs to do, just like you did on side one. I always just need it to go out and kind of in a little bit so that I can still, stay grounded through my feet, bend into my front knee, and think about tailbone length, right? Because if we could just sway our butts back, it would be a lot easier. But what makes it hard is the anatomical control. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, bring hands down, square off, Ekapada Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Again, a 3-breath hold, which you can do as is, or if you want a little challenge for your arms today, look between your thumbs, and I want you to bend your elbows, hover them up and off of the ground an inch, and then press back through. So it's almost like a tricep push-up. Watch for the elbows trying to track out to the right and the left. Try to keep them pointing straight back behind you. 3, 2, and 1. Elevate through your heels, bend through your knees, see the front, travel to the front. Halfway lift, and with your exhale, fold. Really nice. Utkatasana chair position, bend into your knees, reach the arms front or back. And exhale, let's all bring the hands towards heart center. Interlace, push the palms forward. Ardha Utkatasana, half chair. Try to bring your spine parallel to your mat as you push through. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Hands come back down to the ground, same thing. Chaturangas can happen. You can also skip them, self-preservation, and move through Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. All right. A little bit quicker on this one. Take a breath in. With your exhale, step right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, step through. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Now either you stay here for this cycle, you work those little tricep dips again, or you just take it down to dolphin position. So forearms on the ground. Again, think about trying to keep your forearms parallel. Last 3. Last 2. Nice job, last 1. Let's bring you back up. Ooh, oh my goodness, my arms. Ooh. All right, heels nice and high. Bend your knees, look to the front, and let's travel to the front. Halfway lift, and with your exhale, fold. Chair position. Nice, hands come to heart center. You can stay here, you can stay low, or you can work your half chair again. So interlace, push, press. And then you can add on the heel lift. Yeah, so tops of the feet pressing towards the front of your space. I know this fucking sucks. Last 3. Last 2. Inversion option 1. Start to work the hands down. Bring your triceps to the outsides or the backs of your arms, right? Anywhere along your back arm. So all the way up in the armpit, right? If you're really compressive, you have the space, you'll be able to do that. But maybe your knees end up a little bit lower down towards your elbows, that's fine. Now, even if your feet never leave the ground and you just work this fucking awesome kick-ass technique, right? I'm good with it. I'm good right here, right? You can also go for the lean forward, lifting up one toe, lifting up both of your toes, right? Bakasana is a cruel little mistress. But maybe you stick with it. You go for that little endurance hold. Last 3. Really good. Last 2. Either feet just lower down to the ground, or you work your jump backs from crow. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now maybe this is your ideal rest pose for today, right? Maybe you want to still work your techniques with your dolphin pose. Maybe you want true rest. You want to work through child's pose. Forehead to the ground, even bringing the knees together and working the arms. If you are in your dolphin position, maybe you start to work Pincha Mayurasana or forearm stand. If you're in your down dog and you're feeling like, wow, I'm kind of feeling really good through my arms today, then my challenge that I want to try for you, all last week and before, we've been working hops into tuck, right? So you're kind of hopping with your bent knees, right? Today, and what I'm going to be teaching this week, is trying to hop through pike. So you're trying to maintain your straight and together legs, right? Ideally, what we want to try to eventually get to as we hop with these straight legs is to hop into our needle or our straight up and down handstand. I almost said headstand, right? So if you're wanting to try that, right, you still have some arm strength in you. It's a little bit tougher, right? But really nice for our proprioception. Lifting, bending, zip, right? And once you feel like you can trust yourself a little more, right? Trying to keep that zip as you hop all the way through. Right? So see what you want to play with today, even if you're just playing through rest. I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds because doing those hops just fucking gassed me out. Woo. All right. Really nice job, everyone. Let's all take a little moment. Really, really, really good work. How did that go for you? Any thoughts and feelings on hopping into a pike versus tuck? Did you feel more control, less control? Let me know in the chat. If you didn't try it, all good. Maybe you tried pincha stuff. I always like to hear feedback mid-class. When I'm teaching live, I'm literally talking like this to people all the time, so. I'm gonna read the chat. Hate the pike compared to hate it. It's tough. Yeah, it is, I'm not gonna say it's easier. For some reason, I prefer that pike for some reason versus tuck. Like, I don't know what it is about tuck. Like, I feel like my inner thighs turn off or something. I don't know. Pincha from Dolphin was fun. Yay. Claudia felt more control. Allie says it makes me miss gymnastics. Oh my God, I love this for us. Yay. Yeah, so if you're in, another yoga class and you're wanting to play a little bit with your transitions forward, that's something that you can add in, right? It's really easy, not easy. The thing itself is not easy, But as you start to get better with your arm balances, it's very easy to kind of swap and interchange transition techniques to play with different styles, right? It's good to practice what we're really bad at, right? All right, guys, let's head into our next meaty part of our flow because we're already well over halfway through class, and this flow takes a little bit to get through. So we'll have our blocks ready for us at the front of our mat, and we'll head into downward facing dog. So once you've taken a little sip of your water, shift yourself back, A shape, downward facing. I'm just gonna close my thing. I can smell cigarettes. All right. So, right leg is going to lift up and we'll open up your hip. Yeah, we haven't done any of this stuff yet. Now, from that open hip position, take some circles through your legs. Yeah. Take some movements, and these can look very different for everybody, right? Some people will want to work through a bent leg. Maybe you work through a straight leg. Maybe you work for a little bit of both. Party. Now let's try to square off. Lengthen through the legs, see the front, take a breath in. And with your exhale, let's step through to a low lunge position and go through our last warrior one on the right. Inhale. Nice. With your exhale, let's bring hands behind you, right? Chest expansion grip, open up through the front line. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, work right shoulder to right knee. We're in our humble warrior. Now notice if your butt has swung out, try to swing it back towards square and see if you can look between your thighs. One more breath. Really good. Let's release and rise all the way back up to our warrior one. And with your exhale, let's go to warrior two. So adjust the back foot. Right heel is going to bisect that back arch. Lengthen through the right leg. Start to cock the hips off center, and let's work to triangle. Here's where blocks can be very handy. You can bring one underneath your right hand, either in front or behind the right leg. You can also hang on to your shin or your thigh for support, right? Really good. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, let's bring ourselves all the way up. Nice. Back foot is going to hop in a little bit. We'll square ourselves to the front and start to work revolve triangle. That block you just had under your right hand, maybe you use it underneath your left. Notice if your back foot has lifted. Ground that back to the earth and try to pull the right hip back. Really nice. Breaths in and breaths out. Now let's see the front of our space. Let's bend into our front knee. Propel off of your back foot and let's move into revolved half moon. Lengthen the left leg back. Reach your right arm forwards. Really, really, really nice. Now let's start to bend into both knees, right? We've been working these two shapes, but we're just gonna do them in a different way. Single-legged mountain, reach both of your arms up. Left leg is in a bend. Now we're gonna goalpost the arms, start to open up your hip. We're going for half moon on the other side. So my right hand is gonna find that block, left leg extends back. Fantastic. Flex into the left foot. Ooh, I was feeling myself lose it. All right, take a breath in. And with your exhale, let's step back to side angle. Block can stay with you, right? If you want to work binds, here's where we do it. Wrap the left arm behind you. You can find the inner thigh of your right leg. This is great. If you're just feeling ambitious today, right arm can wrap underneath you and you can go for full bind. Very challenging for the thighs. Last 3. Nice, last 2. And 1. We release. Let's rise all the way back up to our warrior 2. And then adjust back into a warrior 1. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come through heart. Let's twist. Left elbow onto your right thigh. Now, different from our vinyasa stuff, right? Where we usually work through this deeper lunge. You can do that if it just feels better for you, right? I'm not gonna stop you, but this is very challenging here. Binds can happen once more. Half, even full. Really good, last 3. Nice, last 2. And 1, let's release. Frame up through your right foot. We're gonna move into a side plank position with an option for Padangusthasana, right? We did some toe grab business before. Now for me in my Padangusthasana, I do a lot better when my back leg is a little bit closer because I can really work through my arching and my lifting. So I'm gonna pivot to my toes. I'm gonna grab my right toe. I'm gonna roll to the outside edge of my left foot and then try to think about pushing the entirety of it into the ground as I kick my right leg up. Nice, you can even stick with this, or if you want to do something a little funkier, bend into the knee, start to turn your left toes behind, right? So they're kind of facing the back of your mat. You push through the left arm as you hang on to the right knee. I tried to see how it looked in the camera and then I lost it. All right, hide to mid, babies. So good. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Reset, reset. We got one more side and then we're down. Left leg lifts, hip opens, knee bends. Now same thing, taking your circles. Right, bent leg, straight legs, whatever's clever. All right, we'll square off everything. We'll go knee to nose, we'll step through low lunge. Warrior 1 again, right? Second to last one on this side. Hands come behind, interlace. Lift through the chest, lengthen through the arms, and then work for your humble warrior. Left shoulder towards the thigh. Try to peek through the legs and make sure the butt isn't swinging away from you. That's a tendency a lot of people have. So see if you can self-correct that a little bit. All right, we got one more breath here, my babies. Yes, and with your inhale, let's rise all the way back up and then open up to warrior 2. Make that adjustment, adjust through the feet. Left leg goes long, triangle pose, other side. Come here. Yeah, love using a block, it's just so helpful. It helps me properly take my hips and my butt from this like stuck out, anteriorly tilted position to more of a posterior tilt and length and engagement, right? Those little subtle details make such a difference in your asana practice. All right, we'll take one breath in here. And with your exhale, let's rise all the way up and get prepared for our revolve triangle. So I just like to hop my back foot out and forwards a little bit, rotate. I'm just gonna grab that same block and do the same exact shit. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, my IT band. Jesus Christ. All right. Now we'll look down at the floor. We're gonna go into our revolved half moon. Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Bend into your front knee, take off, work your balance. Nice. One last breath here. And we'll start to bend both of our knees. We'll rise all the way up to a standing position. Really nice. Now we'll bend into the elbows. We'll start to open up the hip and work to our half moon on the other side. Move slow. There's no rush. Literally, where do you have to go? Right? Smooth, controlled. Last 3. Last 2. Woo! Nice. With your exhale, we'll step back and we're in our side angle. Great. Now here we worked binds. So you can start with your half, right? It's the same type of ideas for your triangle of trying to work your posterior versus your anterior, right? This, I take it out of my front thigh, which I get. I don't want to rely on this front thigh either. But try to get your hips underneath you. And if you worked full binds, work your full bind. Really nice. Last 3. Last 2. We'll open up on 1. We'll rise and stack, and then move into our last warrior 1 of your life. All right, hands come through heart, work your twist. If you want to do the version with your back foot off the ground, cool. But if you do that, maybe that back leg adjusts back a little bit, right? Great, last breath here. And with your exhale, let's release down. Moving into your Padangusthasana in your side plank, yeah? So my right hand is gonna anchor. I'm gonna wrap my peace fingers around that big toe and revolve off of this right foot. Now as I move, I can kick through and lift. Again, it's kind of personal preference. I like to kind of do this with my grounded foot a little bit closer. And then if you tried TL's tricky version of the day, bend into the knee, start to rotate, pointing, right toes at the back, extending through the leg, really pushing through the arm. Really pretty shape, huh? Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, everyone. Upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. All right. We're gonna make our way to our seat at the top of the mat. You can just step there. You can hop there, right? You can try another couple rounds, because why not, of your either your tuck or your pike handstands. Yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe it's stronger on this round. Your arms had a moment. Life is wild sometimes. All right. Once you're down on your butt, hallelujah, let's bring your feet together. Baddha Konasana at the front of your mat. You can walk your butt back. Oh, my side back, y'all. So, like I mentioned the other day, I went to jiu-jitsu, and our coach, he hadn't been there in a while. He's been having, like, we canceled because it was really hot or other teachers came. So he's like, I just want to see where everybody's at. And he just made us start with 3 rounds of 7-minute sparring. Imagine just walking in, you're like, what are we going to learn today? And they're just like, fight. And then we asked questions, and then he made us do 3 more rounds. Dead, y'all. D-E-A-D, dead. All right, we'll bring ourselves up. We'll cross right leg in front of left, but we'll have it kind of walked out in front of you. Good. Hip opener, move forwards. All right, we'll bring ourselves back up. And we're gonna take this right leg that you kind of move forward in front of you and extend it out to the side for Janu Shirshasana, but a kicked out version instead of a straightforward version. You can even move the hips a little bit further off center so that we can do a big side body stretch. Wonderful, let's bring you all the way back up. And we're gonna take this bent left leg that's in front of you. We'll extend it forwards, shift over to your left hip, bend the right leg. We're getting set up for half hero. So the top of your right shin and foot is on the ground. If you have knee issues or things that prohibit you from comfortably being here, then stay leaned off to one side and just work your posterior tilt as best you can. If you're willing to work your fold from here and you feel like both sit bones are on the ground, shin and top of the foot are comfortably on the ground, and then move forwards and take your fold. Great, we'll do one last breath here. And breath out. Nicely done. Let's bring you back up. We'll bend into your left knee and we're gonna scoop underneath your left foot. We're gonna try for Kranchasana. So left foot starts to lift up, right? Maybe it's just here in front of you, or you start to work for your full extension. Last breath in. Last breath out, maybe you release. Yes, and then you lower that leg down to the ground. Really good. Open up to the side, bring the right leg in, and then we're set up for side 2. So it's almost like you're coming into cross-legged, but the left foot is forward. We'll sit up, move forwards over the left leg now. All right, we'll bring ourselves up from here. Now this left leg will extend out to the side, sole the foot on left inner thigh, side stretch. Oh, yes. Good, last breath in. And we'll bring ourselves all the way back up. Really nice, everybody. Right leg goes forward, lean over to the hip. Let's get set up for half heroes. So top of the foot, top of the shin. Remember my note. If that's tough for you, stay leaned off to the side. Just focus on your posterior tilt to get some more openness into your quadriceps. If you were here and comfortable with me last time, you've got both sit bones on the ground, tops of the feet, tops of the shins. Then let's head into our fold from here. All right, and then Crouchasana. We'll bring our right foot in. We'll get real crouchy with it. Don't tell anybody I said that. That was the most cringe thing I've said all class. All right, underhand scoop your foot. Maybe you just lift it up in front of you, right? Or you start to work through a full extension. Nice. Maybe you try to let it go, hold it up for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice job. Lower it down to the ground, and we'll bring everything back around. Shimmy out your leggies. And our final meditation, which we're going to take our last 2 minutes for, can be done either seated or laying down if you prefer. Yeah? I'm going to do this seated. And if you have either a certain song you like to meditate to, or taking your music, the music I suggested, and taking it down to nothing, make that happen. Finding a tall, proud position if you're seated. Soft and giving if you're on the ground. We'll take one more breath here. We'll bring a hand to heart, a hand to belly. And reminding ourselves that every day we get to move this body is a gift. And I really am honored to be a part of that. Thank you, everybody, for your trust. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for this class. Thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me teach you. Wonderful job. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Catching up on these comments. My control is not so great, but got to keep trying. Yes, Sarah. I feel more control in pike, but can't into full headstand from there. It will come. Yeah, that will come. Allie, thank you. Speaking of those, handstand inversions, I just want to announce September 23rd and 24th. Yeah. I will be teaching a weekend inversion intensive in Los Angeles. So it's 2 days, 2 hours each day. So 4 hours of training total. And we will be going over everything that it takes in order to get upside down, how to evolve your inversion practice, and how to feel more confident and more comfortable using props and evolving these practices for yourself. Oh, Stephanie, thank you, my love. So glad you came. Thank you, Claudia. So yeah, if you're interested in taking that inversion, there's only 12 spots available. I'm keeping it very small so that I can work hands-on with everybody in that workshop. So reach out to me if you would like to come. Sign up early because I think until a certain date, it will be a certain price and then it'll go up in price. I can't remember the exact numbers right now in my brain, but yeah, it would be amazing to have some of you in person. Carla, thank you. Sarah, yes, all the good yoga chemicals. I love that. So I won't see y'all on Monday again. Right, next week. It'll be my first day at Burning Man, so bye, won't see you. The next day, Labor Day, I'm pretty positive we either will be just coming back, like either it'll be day 1 back and I'll be dead and we'll need rest, or I just won't be back yet. So I'm just gonna play it safe and not teach that Monday as well. So I won't officially teach this class again until September 11th. But I will miss y'all until then, yeah? So I hope you come see me at the classes in between, right? Yeah. Yes, so exciting. Again, just as a reminder, I plan on being back September 6th, yeah? Like officially back teaching again. That'll give me a couple days to like hose myself off and like shower 5 times. Oh, Stephanie, thank you. Yes. I know it's always, I hate like stopping the flow of class because I feel like once I stop, it's hard to get everybody going again. So I hope you guys stick with a practice. Maybe you take some replays. What I like to do is I like to literally put in my schedule, take this class, take a replay, and that way I'm able to just stick and stay in a routine, yeah? Or just take a break and fuck off. I'm gonna have such a blast. I'm really excited. In addition to teaching, I will be working the fire procession guardian as a guardian. So I'm very excited to have that amazing honor again. So shout out to my friend Scorch, who has entrusted me again to work this. Very, very honored to be a part of the Man Bird in this way again. So I will miss you all so much. I hope I get to see you at another point this week before we send off. I'm going to head out because I am going to do a couple of errands before I teach a private today. I'm not able to make quick core this Wednesday, so in advance. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. It was so great to have you again. Amazing job. All of you have been so dedicated to coming to class. Sarah, Carla, Stephanie, Allie, Claudia, I've been seeing y'all in class a lot, so really good job staying dedicated. I know it's, not everybody likes to take it home, or it's hard for them to take at home, so all of you, really amazing job. All right, folks. Love you all so much. You too, Nicolette. Love you all so much. Yeah, I can't wait to see y'all back in September. I have some other things that I'll announce. I'll have things like kind of set to pulse into Patreon just to make sure I'm getting something in there. But yeah. All right, gang. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.